Learning target 2.7. I can characterize a compound as ionic, covalent, or metallic using the periodic table. All right. This is a nice and easy learning target. All you're doing is using the periodic table to figure out if something is ionic, covalent, or metallic. Okay, so just in general, if something is ionic, that means electrons are transferred. That means it's going to be a metal and a nonmetal. If it is covalent, electrons are shared. In general, that is a nonmetal and a nonmetal. And lastly, if it is metallic, shocker, the electrons are actually also shared. It's called a sea of electrons, but that's going to be a metal and a metal. Okay. Note, if you have a polyatomic ion or a group of ions that have a charge, right? So an example would be NH4 plus, OH minus, then the polyatomic ion is actually held together by covalent bonds. So just to show you guys, I'll write that down. Polyatomic ions, things that say NH4 plus or OH minus or Cn minus, etc., etc. Right? Just because it has a charge does not mean it's ionic. These are held together by covalent bonding, which means that for them, electrons are shared as well. All right, so just in case that shows up, you'll know how to answer it. Okay, so let's go ahead and try our practice problem. Which of the following substances would primarily involve a transfer of electrons? Key here, talking about transfer of electrons. So what type of bonding would that be? Ionic, covalent, or metallic? Ionic, right? You're losing electrons, gaining electrons, okay? So we're just going to look for something that's ionic. And we know that for ionic compounds, that's a metal and a nonmetal. So there's a bunch of stuff here. Let's go ahead and take a look at our periodic tables. I'm going to look at Li and Cl first. Oh, look at that. It's a metal and a nonmetal. Don't even bother looking at the other ones. Your correct answer is LiCl. In case you're wondering, H2 is 2 hydrogens, while hydrogen is on the metal side. We all know that hydrogen is not a metal, it's a nonmetal, it's a gas, right? So that's wrong. C6H12O6, CHO, again, all nonmetals, and Mg is just a metal. So if you have a whole bunch of Mg, magnesium atoms together, they are going to all share electrons because no one wants to keep their electrons. All the electrons get lost in the sea of electrons, and it's all shared.